What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Shinobi Striker video for you guys. Here today I'm going to be going over my top 3 VR masters from each of the DLC. Now I won't be including just the normal ones that start in the game. The reason is this is basically going to be more or less the ones I think if you're not going to buy the full DLC, maybe go ahead and buy a couple of these, just because they will help you, win more games and have more fun. Now obviously I personally think that with the discounts you can get the game for and the discounts you can get the DLC for, it's definitely worth it to buy the full DLCs. For instance, the DLC 2 is $29 usually in the store. It was on sale a while ago. I don't know if it's currently on sale, but when I got it, it was on sale for, I believe, $14. So basically I got a ton of champions for $14. I believe it was like 8 champions or something like that. We could probably count it up right here, to be honest with you, right? If I went ahead and counted it, because we know it will go all the way from here. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it's actually 9 champions, or 9 masters, I mean, and I got them all for, like I said, $14. So basically a little bit over $1 each one. So super valuable. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the list. We're gonna start in DLC 1. So DLC 1 will start with Tsunade, and it goes all the way to, I believe it's, Hashirama right here. But we're going to go over the 3. This is in no particular order. This is just going to be more or less ones that I think are overall good based off of the abilities they give you and things like that. So in DLC 1, first up I have, and I'm going to open up the rewards list. That way you guys can see their actual rewards, because that is what we really want. I believe Lady Tsunade is a pretty good master in my opinion. I think she is top 3 in this, just because her Heavenly Foot of Pain is pretty solid. Nervous System Rupture is pretty cheesy, to be honest, just because it reverses their controls. So if somebody gets hit with it, it's going to be hard for them to get out of a combo for a couple seconds. And then the Slug Long Distance Healing is also very OP. A lot of people put that down on like B flags and things like that, and it's just very good. I think it's just a really good way of doing it, right? Slugs, they put it down, and it's just really good for your team. Now, I don't think this is the best like healer overall, at least not for what I use for my healing builds, but for DLC 1, I think it is pretty good, definitely, to say the least. Next up is going to be Madara Uchiha. Now, I think by itself, I think Madara needs to be in here because of the Majestic Destroyer. If you're using a range build that you're trying to do damage with and you're not using the Majestic, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. It's so strong, it's so big, it does so much damage. It's just so overpowered in general, to be completely honest. The Hiding in Ash Jutsu is not very good. People try to use it, it's not very good. Heaven Concealed, I think, is very good for barrier battle. For domination, it could be useful. Or I guess it's called base battle. I just always call it domination. Flag battle, not very useful, and combat battle wouldn't be very useful, but Heaven Concealed could be very useful if you want to use it for base battle, or like I said, barrier battle, especially to go ahead and hit Gamagichi, or however you say his name. It's super good. And then number 3 is going to be Minotau. Now, I think Minotau is very good because he gets both of the Flying Raijins, and then the Super Circle Dance House Stage 3 is also very good. That's my favorite attack ult, to be honest. You can kill multiple people very fast if they're near each other, and it's very easy to hit, in my personal opinion. So that's why I personally like this one. I think the Flying Raijins are very solid as well. I do think there's a lot of people in here that have like one good ability, right? Like the Kamui Climax is decent. Water Dragon Jutsu is pretty good. But overall, they kind of each have their own thing, right? If you want to get Reaper Dead Seal, Haruzen would be pretty good. That's why I always advise just getting the full DLC, but I just want to go with the top 3 overall, like I said, that, are if you don't want to get the whole DLC. So for DLC 2, which starts at this Naruto right here, and like we said, it goes all the way down to, I believe it is Ino, who is right before this Kakashi. So you get a ton of people in DLC 2. Which I know maybe that's why I said maybe you don't want to buy the full DLC 2. So we're going to go over just 3 people that I think are very good for it. First up is going to be Mai. Now, more than anything, honestly, she doesn't really have that great of overall jutsus, but you get her Water Pillar, and as we know, Water Pillar is one of the most OP abilities in the game, or one of the most OP jutsus, because you could use it to capture flags, capture bases, whatever the case is, even get scrolls in, combat battle and things like that. Super overpowered. There is a lot of things that could destroy it, like a Majestic. I believe the Hazan Strike can also destroy it, but it's still good to have, and especially a lot of teams that run 2 of them, then it's really hard to get rid of them, and it's really hard to win this, and they combo with pretty good abilities, obviously. But I don't think the Lava Style or the Vapor Style are very good. Next up will be Zabuza. I think Zabuza is really, really good because he has really good overall jutsus, in my opinion. I think Demon Hunter is very, very good. Demon Hunter, you basically heal your health back based off of how much damage, I believe, is either dealt to you or how much damage you deal. It's just super overpowered. I know pretty much everyone uses it. Water Prison Jutsu is really overpowered as well because you block everyone's substitutions and you put them in water prison, so you can run out and grab flags, you can run out and capture bases, right? They can't move, or even barrier battle, you'll be able to get off some more abilities or whatever the case is. So it's just super overpowered in that sense. Hidden Mist isn't very good. And then the Sever Sword, I haven't personally used the Sever Sword, the Executioner's Blade, but maybe it's pretty good as well, which would be kind of OP. A lot of these you won't get items that are really good, but sometimes you might get some that are good. And then third up will be Enoki. I think Enoki is very good. You get the super weighted boulder, which basically doesn't allow you to, the weighted boulder doesn't allow people to jump or anything like that, so I think that's very, very overpowered. And what I like about Enoki is actually the particle style atomic dismantling jutsu, which is a one-shot kill, right? Which is super overpowered for healers. It only attacks one person, but if you can hit someone with it, you get a free one-shot kill, which for healers is super overpowered, right? If you're maybe using 2 healing abilities or whatever the case is, you can still get some more damage off with the Enoki. So that's why I have him on the list as well. Now, getting into DLC 3, first up is going to be Neji. The first fist technique, body blow, is really good at blocking attacks. I don't really use it much, but it is very good. Hazan Strike is probably the best defense ability in the game. You hit people with it, no substitution, and it can fly across the map. So even something like flag battle, it's very useful. And just making people where they can't use their substitutions is so fun and so overpowered. And then also the 8 trigrams, 128 palms. That is pretty good as well. You can get multiple people in it. So let's say you hit one person and someone else jumps into it. They will get caught into it at that time. And it also reduces their secret technique, as well as does damage and does some other stuff. So it's just super overpowered in my opinion. Neji is a very good one. Next up will be Shishwii. I think he is pretty good as well. His Halo dance isn't very good. The Shuriken Jutsu Obergrama, to be honest, that's probably one of the hardest abilities to use in the game, because you throw it and it just sticks to the ground, and then it basically gives you some movement speed and different things. But if you pull it back through an enemy at the right time, it does some really good boost to you and does some damage and everything like that. So if you know how to use it, it's probably one of the best abilities in the game, but it is very hard to use. And then Koto Amatusaki, or I don't know how to say it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It basically reverses their controls and makes their screen red, so they're not able to see. And also, if you just use it the first time, it blocks jutsus for your teammates. It works, very, very much like a now I can't think of the word, but it starts with an S, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's very, very good. And if you use it the second time, basically it blocks out the screens of the enemies. Like I said, when people get hit with that, it's super easy to capture flags against them or things like that. And then last up will be the Naruto Uzumaki Last Battle, which the Truth Seeker Orb is just so good. The 6-pass massive Rasen Shuriken is very good as well as a healer ult, but the Truth Seeker Orb, that with the Water Pillar, the Truth Seeker Orb does damage. You can block people off of spots, bounce them off, and then if you go ahead and use it on them, you reset their jutsu. So it's super overpowered. So let me know what you guys think. And it's Sharingan, that's what it's called now that I remember it. But let me know what you guys think about this list, your top VR masters that you guys enjoy. Subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, and as always, I will see you next time.